You want to make money. That's the whole reason we're in this game, right? When you're part of the balanced hustler system, you get hooked up, baby. The Balanced Hustler. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jeff, the Balanced Hustler, and today we're gonna go over and dig into the digital internet business that I'm in, go over why affiliates and advertisers fail and some of their lack of efforts, and go over so you guys don't make the same mistakes if you jump in this business or if you're in this business. I'm partnered up with a path management software called Boardwalk. I hate when people use this word because it's in everything now and it really doesn't have it. It's AI technology. We have that in Boardwalk. Its algorithms have been built by some of the most, let's say, crazy data scientists and algorithm people in our whole industry. And we offer this software to people that just say, hey, you want to get into digital marketing, you want to build out your own path, like say, rent to own or auto insurance, whatever the case may be. Boardwalk helps you do it. You don't have to have a whole tech team. Makes it simple, easy, fast, and very, very efficient. Let's get to the bottom of making money. Before we go into all of that, like what a path is, right? I'll explain it real quick. So most of you guys have already all been in a path. If you ever filled out a form on the internet, right? It asks you a bunch of yes and no questions most of the time, or get your interactions, right? So like, are you a homeowner? Are you married? Are you a veteran? Are you disabled? Have you been in an auto accident? Are you looking to save on your car insurance? And as you answer those yes and no's, the algorithm studies that and makes a multitude of offers to basically meet those needs. Through digital marketing is all mapped out this way. So let's go and dig into why they fail, right? And it isn't, let me be honest with you guys, it isn't the lack of creativity or lack of budget or lack of traffic, right? Most affiliates fail because they never learn one critical skill: how to read behavior. So with that said, when the people answer these questions, you have to be able to take this data, right, and make basically a system out of it, make it an offer system, a flow. So with the way they answer the questions, and what Boardwalk helps is like, it knows if the user actually read it because it could gauge how long they stayed on the page, where their cursor is, etc. So we know if the user's really engaged or they're just hitting the next button just to go to get the offer that they originally signed up for, right, at the end of the page. It isn't all those things why they fail. It's because they can't read the behavior. So they don't know what to do with a 32-year-old, non-married, non-homeowner, FICO score 580, and over $15,000 in debt. They don't know how to read those behaviors and say, well, what could we offer this person to make this a long-term customer, right? Every metric is a message. There's signals. Your angle's not interested. It's boring. The user does not have anything relevant to it, so they're gonna not engage with your offer. A high cost per click. It means the hook isn't responding, you're just paying for their interest. So a lot of people get a really good aggressive email, like Black Friday was a huge one, right? Like 90% off, and you go to the landing page and you notice the same product is the same price. It just has a huge red X through it and shows that it was, $4.99, but now it's $3.99, but it was always $3.99. People read that, right? And they don't usually buy that on your page, then you lose a customer. And most advertisers and affiliates, they just don't listen, right? You could explain like the lack of engagement or an offer not converting to a certain thing, or your delivery is terrible. Here's what goes wrong. You change too much all at once, right? You change the landing page, you change the lander, you change the whole flow, you change the email and text creatives that get sent out to follow up, and you don't know really backtrace what the problem is. Fix one thing at a time and move on. As an affiliate, here's what I do. I'll change simple wording in my creative, especially in text messaging, right? Where, I'll create more urgency with, like, if you don't respond to this today, you won't be eligible for X amount of savings or whatever when we're targeting auto insurance or something. And people feel that scarcity, they sign up, right? They go through your flow and you have a high engaged user. Another thing is becoming a diagnostic marketer. It took me from struggling to scaling, and I say this with auto insurance, right? I take a flow like, build it here, and the main things like when you have a homeowner, right? You notice things that they want, like insurance, right? You need insurance, you need upgrades. So whether that's siding, windows, gutters, alarm systems, those are all huge things that are able to market to your consumers. So as an affiliate, I like high engaging things, nationwide alarms, big branded companies that build reputation. I put them in our path, and consumers love it, and the owners of the offers love it because they're engaging your clients that you drive in from whatever media. We do a lot of email and SMS and Facebook ads for this stuff, right? Knowing all this stuff in your marketing and your campaign, and which way do you offer these flows of things? Like I said, the one variable you do is like, do I change in which sequence they see that? And of course I do that, right? I try to see, do they fall off once you offer them insurance? Or are they going through all the things and seeing all the different upgrades that are available to them, etc.? And then a lot of it is the price, right? The interest rates. You know, you could target them with refinance or selling your home. Those are all big things that are pushed in digital marketing that you could do in your path, right? So you create all this, you put these offers in there. Affiliates will send you traffic if you're the advertiser, right? Or if you're the affiliate and you're sending this, you want it to convert good because you want your data to be profitable for you and you want to make money. It's the whole reason we're in this game, right? So that's a big thing we do there, is not changing everything all at once, but just, for instance, moving one thing in here, right? You move that, you move price up, you know, and say, okay, is that above upgrades? Or, you know, is insurance not performing? So you got to drop it down, you know, here, or vice versa, right? However you move that up, but just move one, don't move them all and jumble it up. You know, you're doing too much. One of my biggest mistakes when I started making big, beautiful ads, the kind of ads you would think would win like a design award, but they didn't convert. So I'm like, do my ads suck, or what's going on here? I was building ads like I would like, and not the audience that I was building to. Essentially, you've heard this, put your feet in their shoes, right? So act as these consumers. What would I want if I was sitting here with these metrics? Who am I trying to target? Homeowners, they have good credit, right? Because they had to be able to buy a house, they work. So you're not gonna target them with things that are not relevant to them, right? You have to be able to know your audience and what you do there. Affiliate marketing is not an art. It's like a behavior analysis and studying the consumers you have coming in. We do a lot of, let's say, rent-to-own, subprime stuff where people's credits are lower. They're more adaptable. They stay on the internet longer. They're always searching for ways to make money online. So it's a good audience to have because you can engage with them frequently. Instead of a homeowner, you might not get them engaged as much. They're not gonna wanna see new offers every single day. And what I say the Balanced Hustler method is, you know, and I'm creating a campaign right now, you know, I like to test, diagnose, adjust, and then retest. When you got that, you could scale it. It could be definitely, it's predictable then, you could replicate it. Essentially, you know, when you have a winning campaign, you could build off that. I want a lot of people that are on this Balanced Hustler, a lot of advertisers are stubborn, right? They don't wanna admit that their offer might not be converting because of the way it's positioned or the price point. The cost to consumer is huge, right? You remember all those free plus shipping things that blew up in like the early 2015-ish area, you know, the drop shipping stuff that kind of like AliExpress, they were huge, but then they had no like real long-term play. They didn't know if this consumer is profitable for like 60 to 90 days of them buying new products that they were launching every month. You had to know how many customers basically you were gonna gamble. So with the Balanced Hustler method, and why you're tuning into this, right, is me to lay out what I did good and did bad, right? Affiliate success isn't just luck. It's not copying someone else's, you know, winning angle, even though that is a good thing, is studying what's working better than what you're doing. Texting, I learned a lot about the technical facets of it. You're at the carriers, which is like, you know, T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T's filtration. If you're an email, you're at Google. Google controls about 85% of the email lists that are out there, right? And then the rest are in like Office. So you have to know how those platforms behave so you're able to get your delivery in there and your customers. It's not easy to just click and send. That's why in my channel, I'm gonna offer a ton of tools that I use to make this stuff easy, like Boardwalk, Email Element, which helps you warm your email up to be able to save, send, and get in the inbox. You know, there's a system for all of this, right? Different ESPs like Campaigner, we work closely with them, and eMercury. Years of me having relationships and putting on the mailer and SMS meetup and bringing this to the people on the internet's huge, because when you come to my event, you make these connections and then you're able to take that, put it in your digital marketing business and scale your stuff up. It just takes meeting the right people and get the right tools and do things from there, you know? Data hygiene is important with, you know, making sure, like Blacklist Alliance, when you're texting, you don't want complainers or numbers that don't want to be called. They're on lists. You want to take them out, because why text someone that don't want your stuff? Use hygiene to properly, you know, scale your campaigns accordingly. You want to make sure that you're targeting high people that are going to engage and stay in your thing, and not people that are going to get upset that you're sending them messages and stuff. And I'll put in a list this video, so you'll click below and you'll see all the different things that we offer, and we always offer at a discount, because when you're part of the Balanced Hustler system, you get hooked up, baby. It's the ability to understand what people respond to. When you master all of that, you can sell about anything you want if you master these techniques. My brother, big into fitness, he does personal training. We're gonna do his path, we're gonna do his things, but he wants clients that wanna be there, that really wanna make the change, because it's easy to write a program, it's easy to give you a diet plan, but if the person don't follow it, what good is it, right? So you want people that are dedicated into making changes in their life. That's the Balanced Hustler ones. If you want to get into fitness, we got you covered. If you want to get into digital marketing, we got you covered. If you want to get into, you know, the coolest happy hours in Colorado Springs, I'm your dude. But anyways, all this stuff here, right, is these different models, and I want my people to understand why we do things. Basically, welcome you to the Balanced Hustler approach. If you ever seen that movie Wolf of Wall Street, I actually read his book, this system that he created for sales, and it's pretty interesting, right? And he had a very good way of doing it. Now, all what he did wasn't great, but let's just say, as being a salesperson, the guy knew how to assess his customer and push them value to where they bought from it over and over again, right? So that's my system, is like getting a good consumer, making the best out of them. They're happy because you filled a need, a void that they had, and you make money in the meantime. It's a good match there. Teaming up with people is one of my biggest things that I think I'm good at, right? Like when I get a software or I get something that works, I spread the word. I don't promote anything that doesn't work for me, that I personally don't touch. Here's some things I hope you use and find value in them and kick some butt in digital marketing and make some money. Everybody asks me, like when they come to my house, they hang out, hey, how do I get into what you do? It's like, well, this is why I did this channel. So hopefully if this is really what you want to do, but you got to put the work in, right? I'll lay it out for you as best as I can, and we could trade stuff. Some of my people that have even like excelled above me, they got in the industry after me, but they perfected different angles and niches and became like big time affiliates, big time advertisers. I'm super proud of them. They give back to the community too. So I'll have them on the Balanced Hustler show and basically, build out this cool community of digital marketers, fitness people, because you need to, no good in having money if you die unhealthy and you don't get to live a beautiful life. But I like to travel. That's one beautiful thing about digital marketing. You can do it from anywhere as long as you have an internet. But until next time, this is your boy, the Balanced Hustler, and I am out. Peace.